I think that one of the most evocative indicators of summer is the flowering of Guelder rose, whose snow-white blossoms light up shady hedge banks and woods, especially where conditions are somewhat wetter. This will be a very typical habitat. For example, we're very close here to the shore of ancient Lough Cura, where the Bronze Age dowry sword was found in the 19th century, and it's nice to think that at that time Guelder rose was probably flowering here as well. The conspicuous inflorescence consists of these flat plates of small flowers, similar in that respect to members of the carrot family. But whereas in familiar members of the carrot family like hogweed, the flowers on the edge of the umbel have enlarged petals in order to enhance the attractiveness of the head from afar. In this case, the plant has taken it a step further, because in this case, this dozen or so outer flowers are entirely sterile. Their only function is to draw attention to the inflorescence and to the tree as a whole. Now, if we take a look at the flower head, you can see that you've got a large number of very small, fertile flowers in the middle. Each of these is a normal little flower with the parts are in fives. They've got 5 sepals, 5 petals, alternating with the 5 stamens. Then in the middle, you've got 3 stigmas leading down to a single cell ovary, which will develop into the berries of the autumn. And one of the most distinctive features is the smell of those florets, because that's the smell of indole and a fishy sweet smell. Indole is a breakdown product of dung, and this is particularly attractive to flies who can easily access the nectary that's produced at the base of the ovary with their short tongues. Now, Guelder rose, in spite of its relatively small size, is a really important plant for biodiversity. In Ireland, it would probably support anything up to 100 different species of invertebrates feeding on all the different parts of the plant. And in that respect, it's interesting, in fact it's fascinating to look again at the leaf. There's the blade of the leaf. I'll take it off there. Blade of the leaf. Now if you look very closely, and you need a hand lens or a microscope to do this, but if you look at the base of the leaf, just there, you'll see there are 2, maybe 4 or 5 tiny little green ear-like structures. And those are extrafloral nectaries. It is thought that they are there in order to attract ants, bees and wasps, which are not pollinating insects for Guelder rose, but would act as a deterrent for the numerous caterpillars that browse on the leaves or other parts of the plant. And what's even more fascinating is, if you look more closely at that purple line, the stalk of the leaf, you'll see that it's U-shaped in cross-section, purple and U-shaped in cross-section, in other words, providing a signposted avenue almost from those tentacle-like stipules, little leaf-like structures there at the base, leading into this avenue, this bridge almost, that takes the ant or whatever the insect is across to the nectaries here. Guelder rose didn't have many uses in the past. Its main use, the timber is relatively scanty as you can see, but the main use of that timber was for making skewers for food, for meat and the like. The bark had some limited cosmetic use. The berries, which are bright ruby red in the autumn and a very conspicuous and attractive feature of the plant, have been used as a substitute for cranberries. The name Guelder probably derives from Guelderland in Holland, where a cultivar of the plant was very popular in the 16th century. But others think that, in fact, the name Guelder rose, Guelder simply means elder rose.